replacing the front pads, and I'll be wearing these gloves to protect my fingers and keep them clean, although they're already covered with a thick coat of hair. Replacing the pads starts with removing the tire, which everyone should know already. You use your jack to lift the car and remove the tire. I always keep one of these hydraulic jacks in my trunk. They are powerful, small, and fast. Now it's time to loosen the nuts. No, I have to put the tire back on the ground before I can loosen the nut. There you go. The nuts can become quite stiff over time. Rather than using your hands and put pressure on your back, you can use your foot and put your weight on the driver, like this. And now it's much easier to open. These screws also get quite tight and need some good force to open. Oh my god, I just hit and released the jack accidentally and the car fell over. You can see how much the old pads are worn out compared to the new ones. Now the first thing you need to do is to push the piston back in to make room for the thicker pads. And for that, I use my clamp. Never put your fingers in a clamp. Now we can push the piston in. You know they say an apple a day keeps the doctor away? I highly doubt it. Now it's time to lower the jack. This has much more life in it, I can put it back. That's hot though, 7 years? Wait a minute. This is the same tire I changed last time. Oh well, at least now I know it has much left on it. As I've mentioned before, you can first use the Slayer exciter circuit to measure the resonance frequency of your tower. Or you can just simply try to adjust the frequency of the circuit. Sometimes you just want to test something quickly, but it's never quick, is it? Hi, this is an irrelevant video with no electronics. Who kept this on?
I have a mouse trap that I put on Lego wheels so it can move around easily.
Great. Like a microwave oven, for example. I can put in there like a plastic fan. I guess it's not going to heat up because it's plastic. Now if I turn it on, it draws power from the supply to heat up the... How does it work? If there is metal in something, don't put it in the microwave. Just burn my #1 fan. And don't just throw fire on your pile of junk. Ah! We can use a lamp, for example, as the load. I make this simple circuit and I'll plug it in. Now the circuit is hot and the voltage is on the side. Something you must never forget is that some capacitors, like electrolytic ones, are polarized and you must never connect them backwards or they will blow up. Let me show you what I mean by this oscillation. If I put the bullet inside the coil and try to turn it on with my power supply here. Well, it's always safer not to work with live loose wire, so instead I'm using these alligator clips here. I put the bullet in and turn the power supply on so you can see what's going on. There you go, you saw what happened. Oops. Always make sure the wire gauge can handle the high current. So, say hello to my little friend here. I put the circuit together and I'm gonna shoot the box. I put the bullet in and there's a switch here that acts like a trigger. So here we go. Well, it's always wise to aim away from yourself. So let's try again. Put the bullet in. Wow! Okay, let's see if we can figure out how fast the bullet goes.
Well, the circuit blew up.
Bring your car down slower. Ready? Set, go! Stop! Hold on! Wow. Look at the wires. Well, they helped. It's probably going to be super noisy. It's okay, I'll replace the noise with some elevator music. Let's see if we can melt some spoon. It scared the shit out of me. Okay, the key is not to be afraid of the sparks. They're just some low voltage, high current sparks, not harmful to me. And this will show 1 millivolt per amp, so we can measure the current. My spoon absolutely melted. Oh my god. Alarm scared me. But right when my daughter realized what I was gonna do to it, she said,
Dad, why do you want to kill it? It still works good. This is just a piece of junk.
here's my creation. Let's plug it in. Amazing. Usually shit goes haywire at this point. Oh, I forgot to turn on the... What the f was that? I said I'm sorry. Always double check and triple check your circuits to make sure there is nothing shorted, especially when dealing with power circuits. Let's give it a try. There we go. The charger LED is on. Now it's off. Turning much harder now. Oh no. No! I killed the phone!
Did you say you killed your phone?
No,
Did you? Damn it, Mehdi! How much do we have to pay for your f***ups?
I was just making a video.
All for your stupid videos and for what? Read comments all day and giggle? $500 is a lot of money. Who's gonna pay for that? Your comments?
Probably nothing, I'll fix it myself.
Yeah, it will end up in the pile of things to be fixed. Don't you think I know your routine by now? No! What did I...
Something I forgot to mention is that the rectifier output is only DC between its power and ground output, not reference to the input wires. So I have to move the probe ground to the rectifier output ground, which is, I think, this... You might want to turn things off before moving things around to avoid shorts. You need to know how microwaves work. Most things like food have polar molecules, which is kind of like this magnet, except that the polar molecules have electric polarity, like water molecules. Now if I bring another magnet close by, the first question that naturally comes to mind is that if I leave an LED in the microwave, would it turn on? I mean, there's a lot of energy in there, so it's bound to turn on. I'm going to put a white LED in the microwave and see if it turns on under the energy of the microwave. There. Oh no. My LED is burning. I suppose that's not how an LED should turn on. And that's why you shouldn't even put the smallest bit of metal in the microwave. Well, I was hoping to pour a bucket of LEDs in the microwave and see how the areas with the higher energy are lit brighter. I have a cardboard box I place in here and heat it up for 20 to 30 seconds and then look at it with my thermal camera to see how it looks like. There. Oh, and staples. Make sure there is no metal in whatever you put in the microwave. I have it open. The system is pretty straightforward. You can see that the AC line enters from that corner and feeds it. Always make sure your circuit is disconnected from power supply before you start tinkering with it. But first, let's unplug this transformer and power the oven and see what happens. Apparently the output of the transformer is between the secondary and the body of the microwave. I just put a wire in here to kickstart the arc. Holy sh! Well, that was dangerous. See, the output voltage of the transformer is not high enough to jump across this gap. That's why I put a thin wire to close the gap a lot and create a channel for the arc. As soon as you have that channel, it can extend over a larger gap if there is enough power available.
Hi, I have a great and unique idea, which is turning your wooden or plastic seat into a heated seat so your fragile buttocks can rest in peace. All we need is a heating element, which I'll extract from this broken hairdryer as these wires. So here we are. I hot glued these wires to my seat with their end connected to a cable where I can just plug into the wall. Okay, there we are. Where the f is it? The whole seat is melted. Oh! In hindsight, mounting a heating element with hot glue is a pretty dumb idea because the glue can melt and stick somewhere else. And also, evidently, sitting on super hot live wires is a terrible idea, as my butt can confirm. Where are you? But we shall not be discouraged. There are other heating elements we could use, like the electric oven heating element that we can unplug easily. The good thing about these is that the live wires are hidden inside the element, so you won't get shocked if you touch them. Also, in North America, they run on over 200 volt AC, so if I run it on 120 volt, I should avoid superheating it. So, connecting it to power, you won't get a shock, although it's drawing around 6 amps. Now, I don't know what metal it's made of. I'm guessing iron. But it's hardly conductive, so it's safe to touch. Ow! Of course, getting shocked is not the only concern. Obviously, this thing is a heating element and can get very hot even if I run it on 120 volt AC. And it's pretty uncomfortable to sit on anyway, so I went and bought some other heating elements. This one is pretty small, maybe you can use it to heat a baby, or as intended, electric charcoal starter. Don't use it on babies, you idiots! In fact, let me show you something. In some of the outlets, especially in the kitchen, they bring 2 phases to the outlet, and to do so, if you look here carefully, they have to cut that tiny bridge. Damn it, I have to learn to open the breaker. The bridge is totally annihilated now. Now if I plug in my wire and short the live, which is the black wire, to the earth, which is the green, the breaker should pop. That wasn't the outlet breaker. The whole washroom breaker popped. Okay then, if it's a dead short, the room breaker opens quicker than the GFCI. Okay, trying 10 kilo ohm. Oh, it popped. So that means 120 volt AC divided by 10 kilo ohm, it's 12 milliamps. What the actual f? That's a very high and dangerous current. Okay, I bought this GFCI outlet so I can try it outside the washroom. And I connected a potentiometer between the live and earth to see exactly where it will trigger. Just make sure we don't short anything. High voltage makes me nervous as f. DC, it's around 0.8, 0.9 milliamps. Soapy hand AC, ow, 1.3, 1.4. Tongue DC, tongue is very low resistance, so the current would be higher.